So, timer, you may please begin now. RTO. Oh, hello, good morning. So good to see you after a long time. You haven't changed a bit since I saw you last before pandemic. Oh, thank you. But you don't look like your MS Teams DP at all. Oh yeah, that's an old one. Does this type of conversation sound familiar to you? To all those people who visited office in the last few weeks? Can anybody of you give me a raise of hands to acknowledge? Okay, yes, I do see a few hands, which means all of you have returned to office and have started working in the hybrid model. So have I. And yes, it is a surreal feeling to be working from the cubicles, attending stand-ups while actually standing, shaking hands with each other, greeting our fellow colleagues good morning, good afternoon, whenever we see them on the floor. I think things have started returning to normalcy at work, and we can all feel the human connection oh so more. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, presiding officer, and dear guests. I will be presenting my speech on this topic, human connection. And I have done a research on when, why was this human connection formed, and how can we be better at it in today's time. Now, let me start by taking you all back as to when was the first ever social gathering by humans happened. According to humanorigins.si.edu, human beings started interacting with the social groups located 300 kilometers from their original location by exchanging some resources. And the need to go about looking and hunting for such vast location were the three major needs. That was sharing food, caring for their infants, and transporting goods. Because of these three major needs, our ancestors developed social networks to meet the daily challenges of their physical environments. In today's world, everything across the globe can be fed by a single click on social media. We have come a long way. Now let us talk about modern day human connections and its challenges. With a lot of social media around us, taking the attention of exchange of information or ideas, there have been a rise in loneliness. According to a survey report that I read online conducted on the US workforce, the website I quote is www.cigna.com. It highlights that 61% of those surveyed are the lonely Americans at work, and this number has seemed to increase during the pandemic. Now, you may say that we are always surrounded by our smartphone, by the technology and the social media. But this survey revealed that 3 out of 5 Americans are lonely. Now, this definitely highlights the need of human connection even more. Now, let me try to dig a little more deeper as to what this human connection is. Human connection is a deep bond that is formed between people when they exchange their ideas and energy. It forms a bond of trust and mutual admiration. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, besides food, water, and safety, love and belonging are the most important needs of humans that must be fulfilled. And when these needs are met, automatically our overall well-being improves and we live a more fulfilled life. In last year, 2021, the World Happiness Report indicated that the people who experienced an increase in the connectedness with their near and dear ones during the pandemic had a greater life satisfaction, more resilience, better mental well-being, and improved health, which means an increase in longevity by 50%. Now comes the bigger question. How do you form the long-lasting human connection so that it brings you joy and you reap the maximum benefits out of it? I'm going to share you 4 ways now, which I have read online from betterup.com to form long-lasting human connections. Now, if you are someone who is shy and takes a lot of time to strike a new conversation, I think these tips are for you. Number 1, surround yourself with people with shared interest. I think it is easy to bond with people who have similar interests or hobbies like you, for example, reading, writing, singing, dancing, etc. Number 2, open up to others. If you want to make friends more easily, you have to allow yourself to be more vulnerable. Don't be a curated version of yourselves. Be natural. Number 3, and the most important in today's world, don't hide in your phone. When you are present in a social gathering, it is very easy that you start looking into your smartphone, checking your feed, but this can hinder a conversation and people may seem that you are less approachable. So when you are outside in a conversation, put your phone aside and focus on making a real conversation. The last and the most important, stay in touch. Human connection needs to be nurtured. For example, if you have made a new friend recently, a new colleague as a friend at your work, you can keep in touch with them to grow your friendship. Now, regular contact with your friends can deepen the bond and you can value greater friendships. Now, if I have to conclude this topic, I would say that even though we are in the modern age of social media with lots of technology kicking in, a normal good morning said by a colleague in the morning with a smile to you when you come to office can make your day far more better than all the technology combined together. Human connection is and should be the most important connection for today and in times to come. Thank you, and over to you, Tia Moody.